I'm gonna show you how to make $1,000 a week delivering with DoorDash. So, as a lot of you guys might know, DoorDash is actually the biggest food delivery service out there. I personally thought it was Uber Eats, but it's actually about 20-something% of the market. Most of the orders that are done online for food delivery are actually done on DoorDash, which is pretty surprising to me. Now, if you want to start making money, one of the first things that you have to do is break it down into a smaller goal. Okay, so it'll be $1,000 broken down into, let's say, 6 days, right? You want to rest at least one day. So $1,000 divided by 6, I believe it's about $166 per day that you would have to do, and that would be your goal to achieve. So that would be pretty doable to achieve. You just have to understand what to do and what to focus on. Now, before we go into that, I will break down the earning structure from DoorDash itself. It has 3 specific elements to it. So number 1 is going to be the base pay. The base pay is specifically time, distance, and desirability. Base pay is usually around $2 to $3 per delivery. The second one is going to be promotions. DoorDash do have promotions all throughout the year, so make sure to look those up because those could increase the amount of money that you're making on a weekend, on a holiday, or whatever it might be. They tend to add up. And then the last thing is gonna be making money with the tips. You do get to keep 100% of the tips that people give you. So customer service matters a lot in DoorDash. So if you add the base pay plus the promotions plus the tips, that gives you the earnings that you're actually getting through DoorDash. So the best time according to DoorDash, the busiest time for them is gonna be around 10:30 a.m. up until 2 p.m., which is the beginning order, after breakfast, in between lunch, all the way till 2 p.m. Usually what I advise people to do is take a break in the middle of your day so that you can recharge and then go again after in the dinner time. There's another shift. And the best shift for the dinner session is gonna be from 4:30 p.m. all the way to 8:30 p.m. Okay, so that's a bigger time window. Now, I would say a good rule of thumb for deliveries during the day would be getting around $1 per mile that you're traveling. And I'd say if you are doing deliveries towards the evening, you should prioritize getting at least $1.3 to $1.4 per mile on the deliveries that you do on the evening time. Now that we know the time and the best times to deliver for DoorDash, let's get into what are the best ways to start making $1,000 for DoorDash. So number 1 thing to increase the money that you're making with DoorDash is accept batched orders. Sometimes DoorDash will batch orders where there's more than one restaurant, more than one location that you're delivering to, and that's a good way to start stacking orders up. But at the same time, you have to be mindful of how much you're getting paid per order, and if what you're getting paid for the additional destination doesn't make sense, then batched orders might not be the best for you. Let's say they're paying you $20 for 2 destinations versus $15 for 1 destination. It wouldn't be worth it in that case. Number 2, look for guaranteed earning incentives. So guaranteed earnings are really cool because it lets you know exactly how much money you're gonna make from specific orders. I'll give you an example. Let's say the DoorDash wants you to complete 50 orders. It'll make you a guarantee that you'll make at least $500 for this order. Let's say you make $450 off of 50 orders. Then DoorDash will pay you the extra $50 to get to that $500 goal that they set for you. And those type of incentives will get you closer to the goal of $1,000 a week. This other one is one that people tend to forget because they want to be completely loyal to one specific app. The reality is that sometimes, and especially depending on the area that you're in and the location you're in, you'll have less demand. And if there's a little bit less demand, one thing you can do to maximize your earnings is turn on other delivery apps like Grubhub, Uber Eats while you're doing DoorDash. So let's say DoorDash is a little bit quiet or slow for like an hour or 2 and you have Uber Eats or something else turned on at the same time, you'll start to maximize your money because you're gonna be able to accept orders from the other platforms and then get to that $1,000 a week even faster. One of the important things that you have to do when you're doing DoorDash is make sure that you are on hot zones. For example, if you're sticking around, let's say a corporate area, you'll get a lot of lunch orders in between that specific area versus if you're in a rural neighborhood, the busiest area will actually make you more money. So make sure to start your shift at those hot zones where you'll get the most amount of orders, or you can even set that place as a destination so you can start making money while you're going towards a busy place and then just linger around that busy place. Another great way to start making money, especially if you add it day by day, is start making money as you're driving back home. So this is impossible at all times, but one thing you can do is look for deliveries that are near the area where you want to head to. So make deliveries that are going towards the same destination as your home. And if you start adding that 10, 20, 30 bucks per day for 6 days, it starts to become another full day of earnings. Next one is you do have to be aware of the orders that you're accepting. You can't just accept any order of the first order that you get on your phone, especially let's say you're in a rural area, you make an order that takes you even farther from the busier areas that you wanted to go to, but you're accepting it because it's just some money. At the long run, it'll cost you more because you still have to drive back to where you want to get to. And like I said, that's why I put $1 per mile and $1.5 per miles on dinner deliveries as kind of like a baseline or a North Star for you to kind of look at and make decisions from there. Now, make sure to not just decline everything, because you still want to increase your chances of invitation to a lot of orders on DoorDash, and you want to keep your ratings high and your acceptance rate pretty high, as well as your completion rate. Now, this really is a no-brainer. This is a service industry, so like many services, you have to deal with people. And one important thing is to treat customers with respect and do the best that you can. If they're asking for extra utensils, extra sauces, make sure that everything is in there. You know, look at the receipt and just make sure that the order is complete so that you can deliver it to the customer and it's a-okay. Now, people do understand and will see that you put in the effort to go the extra mile, and they'll actually tip you for it, and you'll start making more money. Now, if you're in DoorDash waitlist, this happens because of two reasons. Number one is oversaturation. So there might be an oversaturation of drivers in a specific area, and so they don't need more drivers in that area. They don't need more signups because of the orders that they're receiving. And then number two is going to be the market availability. Let's say there's no more orders happening in a specific city, and the level of orders and the number of orders are very low. They might not need drivers at the moment, or they might not even need drivers at all in that specific location because there are no orders that are happening in that specific location. But make sure to work for other platforms as well to supplement your income if that doesn't work in your area. There's always solutions to it. The last thing I will say is use an app that tracks your miles, because then you can start understanding exactly how much wear and tear your car is getting from this, as well as it will help you make, do your taxes as a contractor that you are with DoorDash. It can give you a few tax incentives and even some write-offs. So, it really helps having all of this data and understand, what is going on to car repairs, what is going into gasoline, how much I spent on tires, maintenance, oil changes, car charging, whatever it may be. Make sure to use something that you can document it in a Mile app, those apps like Mile IQ and the Solo Driver app. All these apps help a lot during those things. So I would say definitely use one of those. So don't sleep on it. Delivery service is a good job, a good side hustle to do. This was Frankie. Enjoy. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.